Hey, what's going on, guys? This is my first tutorial on how to read non-verbal communications. Non-verbal communications all about body language and some of the things you can notice in people that can speak itself without them saying a word. Now, in the lesson 1, we are going to see how to spot a real smile. What does a handshake reveal? These two things. Now let's go ahead and see one by one. Now, first of all, look at this smile. Look at this smile. Can you tell whether this smile is real or fake? Can you tell that? That's the first question. How can we determine that? Now, I also show you one more slide. Let's look at this one. Is this smile real or fake? How can you determine? Now, to find out the real smile, what we have to look at is eye cover fold drops. Now you can see here we have this eye cover fold drops here, right? And due to contraction of the orbicular oculi muscle, it's because we have a contraction around the eye, So from that, we can say this is a real smile because the eye has contraction. That's all we have to see. Now let's look at the next smile. Now let's look at the previous one. We have seen one more smile. Now let's look at this. This one has a very big smile on the mouth, but there's no contraction around the eyes, So we cannot say that this is a real smile because just the mouth. We cannot determine a smile is real or not by looking at the mouth. We have to see only in the eyes and see whether they have a contraction around the eyes. And if they have a contraction, it's a real smile. If they don't have it, it's not. So this is not a real smile. Now let's look at this. Let's look at this one. What do you think about this smile? Is it real or fake? You can clearly see there's no fold or there's no contraction around the eye at all. So this is definitely a fake smile. So this is not a real smile. Now let's look at the next one. Is this real or fake smile? We don't know because we don't have a clue about the eye, because we cannot just say by mouth. Just you show your teeth. Somebody show their teeth doesn't mean they're smiling. Like it's a real smile. Like we don't know. It might be a fake smile. We just have to know. We can only say it by just looking at the eyes. Now let's look at the next one. Is this a real smile or fake smile? Now you can clearly see this guy has fold contraction, clearly have contraction around the eyes. So this is definitely a real smile. Now let's look at the next one. Now is this real or fake smile? First of all, this is not a smile. He's not like smiling. You can see that. So this is like another department. So we cannot even say it's a smile. It's a different kind of emotion. And so therefore we have to approach that one in a different way. We will look at that in my next coming lessons. So this is like no clue. Like this is not a smile for sure. So we have to do something else to find out what's going on. Now let's look at the next one. Is this real or fake smile? Now let's see. Here the mouth is open, wide open, but there's no contraction around the eyes. So this is a fake smile. Now let's look at this one. Now for this one, you can see the woman here doesn't have a real smile. She doesn't have contraction around the eyes. So this is a fake smile, but the guy has contraction around the eyes. So the guy has a real smile, but the woman has the fake smile. Now let's look at the next one. Now, how about this one? Is this real smile or fake smile? Now you can see the mouth is wide open, but there's no contraction around the eyes, So this is clearly a fake smile. Now let's look at this one. Is this real or fake smile? There's no contraction at all, so this is a fake one. Now let's look at this one. Is this a real or fake smile? There's no contraction at all in this smile, so this is a fake smile. Now your exercise for coming week is to watch every smile closely, and you can determine by looking at the smiles, do they have contraction around the eyes. If they have contraction, it's a real smile. If it's not, it's a fake smile. Now let's look at the handshake reveal. Now here, what does the handshake reveal? Now look, we have to look at the dominant part, like in the handshake. What do they say is, if they have equal side in both sides, it's an equal handshake. But if anybody's hand go a little bit above, that person become dominant, and the person who is down is subordinate. Now here, both of them has the equal handshake, so this is an equal. Now let's look at this one. Now this one, we can clearly see the guy wearing black shirt has the hand on top, and the guy in the blue has a hand in the downside. So it's the left guy has a dominant handshake. That's why in the media, if you try to see the people who are top, they always try to have the dominant handshake. Even the president or politicians and stuff. Now let's look at this one. Now here you can see the right guy has the hand downside, so he's subordinate, and the guy or girl in the blue shirt is dominant. Now let's look at this next one. So your exercise for coming week is watch every handshake closely. And I forgot to put one more thing. It actually countering. Let's say you are usually you will see Barack Obama president. What do they do is, let's say Barack Obama end up being the blue guy. The blue guy have hands downside. What he do is he use the other hand and tap in the shoulder. By tapping the shoulder, you counter them. You counter the dominant handshake by just tapping the shoulder when it happens. Like when you have subordinate handshake, whenever it happens, they tap other person's shoulder. I forgot to include that image here, but that's the way to counter. Like he using this his right hand right now. The black guy, he's subordinate, but he can counter the subordinate handshake just by tapping this blue person's shoulder by the other hand. So that's all in this video. I hope you guys find this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.